Hi there, friends. Over the last few days, we have spent some time listening to Paul and what he teaches us in Philippians chapter 4. We had a chance to see what it means to rejoice in the Lord always, and we talked a little bit yesterday about praying and being willing with thanksgiving to make our requests known to God, and he promises us peace. Well, as we continue on in Philippians 4 today, the question that is posed to us is this: what are you thinking? Today is December 6th, 2013, and these are grace moments from my journey home. Tell me something. Has anyone ever caught you in a far-off, distant stare? You know what I'm talking about, when there's just kind of a blank look on your face and you're staring off into space and someone comes up to you and says something like, "Hey, what you thinking?" Or "What's going through your mind?" or maybe "Penny for your thoughts." Well, our mind, as Paul reminds us, needs to be focused. And the focus is God himself. Now listen to Paul as he goes on in Philippians chapter 4. He's just told us to rejoice. He's just told us to pray. And he's promised us that God's peace passes all understanding. And it's going to guard our hearts and our minds in Christ Jesus. But then Paul goes on as he continues to tell us about God's character. As we pick up what Paul is writing in verse 8 of Philippians chapter 4, here's what he says. He says, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things." Friends, we just need to think for a moment about these things and realize that each of those words that Paul uses as a description of what our mind should be focused upon, they all describe the character of God. They all remind us that it is the one who promised us his peace that has given us everything good that we can think of. Our mind, according to Paul, can be focused upon our Creator. Friends, you know how it works. There is no greater desire in the devil's mind than to get our focus, our mind's eye, off of our Creator and onto ourself or onto our negative circumstances. But nevertheless, Paul encourages us that when we think of these good things, these God character things, we can focus our minds where they need to be focused. And then Paul goes on to say, "What you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you." Wow, what a great source of encouragement the Apostle Paul is as he reminds us in 6 short verses that we've looked at over these last few days to rejoice in God, for he is worthy of being rejoiced, to pray because he cares for us, to know that his peace is going to be the promise in our life, and that when we consider, by thinking of those wonderful God characteristics, not only will we further know God's peace, but we will know God's presence. Paul says, "Friends, follow me as I have followed Christ." And so, friends, let's be encouraged today to keep our minds upon the things of God and his goodness, that we can face anything in this world. Be blessed today.